I was angry when I was writing this email. Can you make it a little bit less?
When I'm writing not a nice email and I want to just tone it down a little bit, I asked ChatGPT, I want you to make this slightly softer. It doesn't resemble me. It's not my style. So even then, AI is a tool.
Does it scares you or does it
No,
motivates you?
no, it will only make me stronger in what sense? Either I ride the wave and I succeed, or I feel that I'm struggling, I cannot swim anymore.
Because I've come across people who are really, really scared about it. Photographers, directors, producers, they think that their jobs are going to be obsolete. Now that you're done feeling sorry for yourself, let me explain to you how AI is going to help you. So Van Africa was saying that you can get AI to write you a script, but it's going to be very average.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how intense it is being the head of a production, especially so many different countries and departments. I found it was easier maybe at times for men than it was for women. Personally, my son was sick and things.
That was the priority.
Yeah, and I was like, no, but you, and then you didn't come to the shoot, and I said, but my son was sick. I was with my son, and everyone. I'm not the director. I'm the EP, and I have other people. You know, no, but this is unprofessional. Dolly Saidy, thank you for joining me on the Rice Brain Project.
Inviting me.
So I know you as the founder of MintMina. Okay, would you like to explain to the audience at home a little bit about your role and what it is you do?
MintMina is a production consultancy.
Mm-hmm.
We've worked together, so you understand what I do.
Yes, many times.
So basically, we are an extension of the marketing teams for the advertisers.
Okay.
So whenever they have any form of content they're producing, they use our expertise and they use us as part of their teams in order to police process, and I wouldn't want to say police as being the policeman, but to ensure due diligence, to ensure we're getting the best price,
Quality
the best
control
rates, the best quality, the best timeline. Because, when you're doing any form of project, you have the triangle, the famous triangle, which is time, money, and quality.
Yeah.
And we try to juggle. Our role is to ensure we get the best out of every corner.
Yeah. And to help provide solutions as well. Well, time with your expertise.
That's of course. I mean, you always find, as part of our expertise, to find solutions if the agency or the production companies cannot meet our deadline. We come in, we find solutions with them, sometimes for them, to make it happen on time or within budget or at the quality we are expecting.
And when did you found this company?
It was in 2010. Actually, the thought of it started in 2009.
Okay.
It was during the crash.
Yes.
So while agencies were letting go of people, you remember that time where
I remember that time.
It was a terrible time.
Culling of the teams,
Yeah, I wasn't let go, actually. I was asked to just let go of some of my teams.
Okay.
And
Which is hard.
Yeah, I had a big team at that time.
Yeah. Because then you were regional.
I was regional head of production for MCN.
Yes. Which in itself is 12 or 13 countries, plus
many
multiple
countries, many agencies, many producers in different countries.
So all of
it was
MENA.
A big team, it was for the MENA region. And it included FP7, Low, eventually Commonwealth.
Okay. Momentum as well.
Yeah. It was huge. And then I felt like I wanted to be on my own. I felt that maybe, using me as an external service could make me have the flexibility of using anybody from the team I will make to cater to different maybe agencies, maybe advertisers. I was eyeing the advertisers.
Okay.
In the back of my mind.
Yes.
It was, I was done. I was young, but I was done.
Yes.
So in the back of my mind, this was the path. It was very clear for me.
Yeah.
When I tried to explain it, because when I wanted to leave, the management at MCN did not want me to leave.
Yeah.
So they were like, "We don't want you to leave. Yes, we are scaling down, but we want you to lead our production still."
Yeah.
And I told them at that time, I can give you the service as an external,
I'll still be
entity.
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would still overlook. And you want to let go of people anyways. So
Remove this resource from
yeah,
you.
but it was so organic. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah. How many years have you been in that role before you decided to?
6 years.
6 years. That's very intense. I don't think people understand how intense it is being the head of a
Yeah.
production, especially so many different countries and
Look,
departments.
things have changed.
Hmm?
I want to stay on the positive note. But
Yes.
things have changed. What we used to do when my generation
Yeah.
or people like me, when I was heading production at MCN, the role of the producer was completely different.
It was more respected, would you say?
Not
Or-
only more respected, I mean, it lost respect because of the scope that changed,
Yeah.
or the sense of responsibility that people had then and have now. For me, it was about, holding the hand of the creative, working together
Yeah.
to and the client. I always had a good sense of what the clients wanted, because at the end of the day, you're creating this for a brand.
Yes.
You're not creating it for awards. You're not creating it for your real. It's amazing to get to awards, which we already had.
Yeah.
To put it on your reel, to brag about it, that you produce it, but it needs to work for the brand, for the client, for the advertiser. And if it doesn't, so if you do a great film and the client's not happy with it, you
Yeah.
didn't do a good job. For me, even
Yes.
if you think
True.
that it's amazing.
If it didn't serve its purpose by hitting the right audience, the right target.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
it needs to be effective. It
Yeah.
needs to be liked by the advertisers who are paying for it.
Yes.
Some of the advertisers, they have people who are subjective, but in general, it's liked or not liked. So the role has changed back to the producers. I think that now it's more like a paper pusher. It's more like, and I'm not generalizing, but in most cases.
But in most cases, it is.
Yeah,
There are
it's
still a
more
few,
like
but-
a messenger.
Yeah.
It's a layer that does not add value.
Yeah.
In some cases, I'm sorry, I'm being harsh.
No, it's true, and I think sometimes it's bypassed more and more because it doesn't add value.
That's how you earn your respect. This is
Yeah.
how you get your disrespect,
Yeah.
or the position's disrespect.
Yeah.
I think that when a creative director feels that this layer, or anybody in an agency or the production company feel that this layer is not adding value, it is delaying the work, or it is just adding a layer,
Yeah.
they would avoid it.
Yes. And they do a lot. They're called directly.
And of course,
Yeah.
a producer's job is to get the best deal, negotiate to the best of their ability, have a big attention to details, have good organizational skills, planning, use everything they had before as a learning curve to not make the same mistakes again. I don't see that currently.
I have to agree. Yeah.
I mean, being more on the client side since 2010,
Yeah. You've seen a big change.
I find that there's a huge, it makes me very sad.
Do you think that's because of the way we've changed in terms of the media from film to digital, and now with the introduction of AI more and more?
But you adapt.
Yeah.
You you adapt, you develop your skills. I mean, I'm 50. I'm 50 and I don't like AI. But
Yeah.
I need to
You
adapt.
have to adapt to it.
I need to have the curiosity and the common sense. I need to know. I need to be up to speed, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
You have to adapt with virtual sets and augmented reality and
Which all seemed cool
everything.
at the beginning. It was all something new and interesting. The virtual sets seem interesting. I mean, it takes you away from shooting on location, and
Yeah, but
that
I was
comes with
reading.
difficulty as well.
True. I was reading an article. Somebody was saying that he did a shoot in a virtual set, and that it cost $9,000. I mean, that was a joke. And then
Yes.
I read all the comments that came after, because I was like, what? Technically, maybe you are saving a bit of time.
Yeah. But it's not
but it
9,000.
needs to be, there needs to be a reason. You need to be able to achieve what you want to achieve
Yeah.
with this virtual set.
Yeah.
Not just use it for the sake of having a new
Just the
technology
ideology of
that
it.
you want to play with.
Yeah. And I think I don't think there's, personally, from shooting on virtual sets and locations, I don't think there's anything better than shooting on a location. The atmosphere, the feeling, the reality. It's just
True, we are the old school.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah. And it's not just about going on a holiday, but there's places where you go where you actually get the sense of what you're shooting. You get the
and you get full control.
Yeah. Whereas a set, you're limited to how is it going to
For
look and how you're going to interact. I
sure.
can't touch the cup because it's not there. How did you get into? Because you studied film. What did you study to do?
No.
With? No. So what did you study to get in? Because
I have a degree in economics.
economics.
Yeah. But okay, so you want the full story?
Yeah. Where did you study?
Okay, I studied in Beirut.
Okay. Economics.
Yeah. Wait.
Okay.
So I was really good at math.
Okay.
I still am.
Yes.
But I didn't like anything related to philosophy, psychology, literature.
Okay.
And I hated biology. I was a case where I loved math and chemistry and history, and I didn't like anything else. But then in my last year of school, you can focus on economics. It's called, I forgot the name. It's A1, TAA, bac français. It means economics focus.
Okay.
And then when I graduated from school and I wanted to go to university, I wanted to do radio TV.
Okay.
And my dad was like, what? Old school. Very old school, not our old school. Like, no, you're gonna do law and you're gonna,
Okay.
He was kind of right in terms of, I have the ability to argue, to negotiate. So
to debate,
yeah, but I couldn't understand. I'm like, no, of course not. I don't want to. They have codes of like big books to know by heart. I will never be able to do that. And it was such a back and forth negotiation. I want radio TV. My dad wanted law. And then I tell him, okay, I'll do business. Like, losers do business. No, law. And then we reached a point where I had to settle for economics.
Okay.
It was I settled for that, and I'm thankful for him. Actually,
What did
God
your mom
bless his
think?
soul. Let me continue.
Yeah.
So I did economics, and I loved it. I was doing really well at university, but in the back of my mind, I'm not going to work in a bank. I'm not going to work in a private. I want to work. I wanted to be an actress initially when I was a kid, but then I was too shy to say it, and now it's too late. So now I say it, but it's too late.
Too late.
So there was a summer job. To be honest, I didn't really need the money. I was doing it because I didn't want to stay at home in summer with my family. So I'm like, yeah, I have a summer job. I'm gonna go do it. Was a production manager. My friend was an assistant director in a TV show.
Okay.
Also, she was still studying, and she told me we are looking for a production manager. I was like,
what's a production manager?
What's a production manager? She's like, you get the locations, you get the whenever we need extra cast, props, you manage the inventory of. I'm like, that sounds easy. But how are you going to put me as a production manager? I'm still at university and I'm doing economics. Yeah. She's like, you don't worry. I'll get you to it. If you do well the first 3 months, we will do another like next summer as well. I said, okay. So I did really well. The actors in that sitcom used to be scared of me. And they were celebrities, but I don't know. It was like,
when you said go,
I'm like a military. Like, we have to do this. We have to. It was in me. I mean, organizing, planning, budgeting. That's I think economics helped me a lot because you see things from a much wider lens and you look at the bigger picture, and this is how you think. I think bigger picture. I don't think
This more.
Yeah, and also it gives you attention to details because you cannot, play with numbers and you can miss the full thing if you don't analyze properly, put the numbers properly. So I feel that this is how. And then um, when I graduated, I continued working with them.
Oh,
And then I got,
again.
I
Yeah.
continued. It was funny because I liked it. They loved me. And then I moved to Dubai with MBC.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. As a production.
Production manager as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the it was at that time called PPP, Promotion, Production, and Planning Department.
Mhm.
Um, and in 2004, I moved from MBC to. I did few little things before MBC while waiting for them to move from London. I worked on a documentary. Um, but then in 2004, I moved to FP7.
Okay.
And then was created low and then added it started
Started
moving from
Yeah.
FP7 to MCN to IPG. I witnessed it all.
Oh, and you set up that department, and
Yeah, I mean there was a small department,
yeah, but as it grew,
was,
you built it. It wasn't what
yeah.
it became afterwards.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What was really? Oh yes, I know you've done a lot of cool projects, because I mean the biggest one I know of, or I'd say the most aspirational was if you did the Dubai, not Dubai, the Coke Studios. That was
Yeah.
huge because it was
big.
many celebrities, many different markets, different languages, and so that was, and you did 3 seasons. That was it, or
Yes.
yeah, that was
4 seasons,
4
but I
seasons.
was very involved in season 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we were supposed to do one more season for Iraq, but then
The problems happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if I'm not mistaken, I mean, it was already in other parts of the world,
yes,
but then it was very popular here, and then they had international artists coming, right?
it is very very popular in Pakistan.
Yes.
Pakistan is the perfect model for Coke Studio and the effectiveness it had.
Okay.
Pakistan, they love music.
Yeah.
It's part of the culture also.
Yes.
And they are very talented, and they can produce a song every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you were growing up and you wanted to be an actress and be in the video and TV, who did you look up to in terms of? Did you have any any aspirational character people that you looked up to?
No.
No one inspired.
No, I mean Margaret Thatcher is my
Really?
the person, but
The Iron Lady.
but yeah, the Iron Lady, but she's into politics, so
Okay, fair enough. But no one in film and cinema.
I liked Woody Allen.
Yeah. Did you want to direct at all ever?
No.
No, you never wanted to direct. Because I've been on set with you. I know you have the eye for it. That's why I say.
Yeah, but I think it's always about the best person for the job.
Mhm.
I don't think I'm the best person to direct.
Okay.
I mean, I know I can,
Yes.
but I like to do something that I'm best at.
Okay.
That's one of the reasons why I would not, and I never thought of it, and I will never have a production company.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say it's too much stress, but what you do is very stressful. It's very hard.
Yes, but I like looking at the bigger picture.
Okay.
I feel like when you're a director,
Yeah.
your limit is the film.
Yeah.
And how it turns out.
Then you stop at the delivery, and that's it.
That's your scope. That's your role.
Yeah.
When you're the creative director, same thing. When you are a producer, it's about the execution. When you're a production company, it's about the execution, and the bid, the pitching, the getting the right director. And I like to look at a campaign, like with a wider lens. I like to look at the angle of digital, of photography, at how the idea was brought to life. 360. I don't like to be stuck with one thing.
One thing. Okay. What was some of maybe it's, I don't know, wrong to say or cliche to say, but I feel that being in the industry myself for a few years, I found it was easier maybe at times for men than it was for women, personally. And I've come across that, there's been some sexism and things like that. And you didn't have a small role; you had a head role. So did you ever find it difficult in being a woman and leading the departments and things like that?
Not at all.
No, not. But do you think that's because of your personality? Like the celebrities were scared of you, and you were
Maybe.
just firm.
I think that it is. It's not the question that's cliche. It's the topic that's cliche. I think we've given it a lot of labels about sexism. Men feel stronger. Maybe in the world it is like this, but women are as strong as they want themselves to be.
Oh, okay. I was thought you were going to say they're as strong as men, because I was going to say they're stronger.
No, they are stronger in some cases, of course.
Yeah.
But they're as strong as they want to be.
Okay, that's interesting.
Women who are not strong, they decided that they don't want to be strong. This is my view.
That's a beautiful way to look at it. Yeah.
And it's not. There is no wrong or right.
Okay.
Some people, their strength is in their weakness.
How so?
Some people, it's their weakness that makes them win argument, be strong.
Okay. I see.
So it's a point of view in life, and it's a decision that women take if they want to be weak or strong. And a woman is as strong as she wants to be. This is what I feel. And some people, they look very strong. It's just a shield as a protection shield. It's a technique. It's a way of
defending or defending.
Yeah, it's a way of approaching your position as a woman.
And did you learn that from the strong women in your life? That
My mom, God bless her soul, she was very strong.
Okay.
But strong and fair and all the right values. So being strong should not come at the expense of being ethical, having the right values, being kind at heart. Like
a balance.
When you look deep, really deep, you find kindness.
Yes.
You find compassion and empathy. Yeah. So.
Very nice. That's cool. So I want to go back to talk about more of what you were saying about the women are as strong as they want to be, and that the strategy that made you feel that, so your mother being a strong woman. I find, so I had I'll be honest, when I was in production.
My sister is a very strong woman.
Okay. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
We are 2 boys, 2 girls.
Okay. All right. And your sister's a strong woman as well. Your sister's older, or
my sister is older than me, and she's a corporate lawyer. She's
okay. So so she was also telling you, helping you go into law as well.
I think she was happy that I didn't join her, because we fight a lot. So I'm imagining us in the same cabinet in a law firm.
As long as you're together, not opposing thing.
But even then.
So you had 2 strong women to look up to growing up.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have any fears when you were growing up? Your biggest fears?
It was to lose my parents, and it's done.
Sorry to hear that. Okay.
Yeah. Now my fear is my kids and my husband.
And your husband. Kids first, then husband.
Yeah.
When he's behaving.
Yeah. He's behaving.
Yeah. You have 3 kids.
I have 3 kids.
Okay. So how do you manage having 3 kids, and the oldest is?
Michael is soon 16.
Oh, so you had Michael when you were launching Mint?
Yes.
Same time?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I was very pregnant when it was in its first months.
Okay, because I remember another time when you were very pregnant on a project that we worked on together.
Yes. I was very pregnant for a while.
Yeah, but that's like, I always tell people, I tell men friends to really understand how the value of a woman and really respect your mother. You need to see childbirth.
Yeah.
because going through that, seeing it was intense for me.
And you changed since your wife gave birth.
100%. I get goosebumps now.
Yeah.
The first time, oh my God, the first time I saw, when I saw childbirth, I was in shock of how hard it was. Because you see in the movies in Hollywood, it's like, push, push.
You see the result.
Yeah, you just, it's not that at all. And it's so immensely tough.
Yeah.
And you feel, you are absolutely, as a husband, you're useless. Absolutely. You just hold a hand maybe and you say, okay, babe, breathe. And
it's mental support.
you know? Yeah. I mean, my wife told me, go brush your teeth because I smelled of coffee and it was making her nauseous. So I was brushing my teeth while she was...
Yeah, my husband was actually turning the camera and he was filming. And he didn't notice that, at that time, there was the like,
Yeah.
And I was seeing...
Well, you were seeing the car?
Because I was on a C-section and I'm like, turn it.
No. See,
by mistake, I saw the
incision.
Yeah.
No, I recorded the sound of our son being born and didn't video anything. But once I saw that childbirth and what she went through, I saw my mom the next day. She came. I gave her the biggest hug and I apologized because first of all, I was 11 pounds when I was born, so I was huge. But just, you really, really...
You appreciate.
100%.
And I was having...
You did 3 times.
I was having an interesting conversation with my elder brother. And he was naughty when he was young. He was rebellious. Everything's no, he doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to abide to the rules. And it's interesting that we've both felt, now that we have kids, and not in a bad way, we endure with our kids, like study, brush your teeth, wash your face, go shower. Why are you eating like this? Use the spoon, use the knife. You're late, don't be late. Everything that's like, it's a flashback of what we went through. And it makes you appreciate your parents so much. Because, and I don't know how this can ever change. I don't think it will ever change. Because when you lose them, you understand the value of the parents. Yes, I know some people say, no, I know the value of my parents, I appreciate. But when you lose them, the value skyrockets.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I can only
And
imagine.
it's not something you can do anything about because you would only understand what I'm saying. God forbid, I don't know. But when you actually experience it. And it takes losing a parent to understand the weight and the importance and the value they have.
I think the same thing is, it's in the same aspect, is that I mean, me personally, I thought I loved my wife. I mean, I love my wife, but I thought I loved my wife. But then when our son was born, that's when I realized, oh my God, that's love.
Yeah.
And then I love my wife even more than what I thought before. So I tell her, like, when we got married almost 10 years ago, I loved you,
But now,
But
I
now
love you so much.
I love you so much more because of what she brought, what she was able to bring into this world.
Of course.
And I feel bad because my son, I'm the cooler one that we play, like, because she's more strict,
one.
but that's the
That's
mom.
the
Mom is,
mom's role, of course.
and boys and their dads,
Of course.
So sometimes he's rebellious and he's like, oh, where's daddy? But I tell you, like, this all only came about because of you. This life is here because of you. Like, you created him and everything. So it's,
I think men in general, good men, see it like this. They see it as the source of the great gift of life is the partner, is the wife. And it's an amazing way of looking at it.
I don't see any.
But women don't see it this way.
They don't?
I don't think so.
I mean, I wish that they did, because they're the ones.
Of course. I mean, in a healthy relationship, of course, there's a lot of love and emotional dependence and appreciation, and it's a partnership. And when it's healthy, it's amazing. But for a woman, in my opinion, the kids come first biologically because they're an extension of her, literally. So it is not to question the love she has for her husband or for her partner. It's a biological, non-explainable priority.
100%. And no matter how much, and I've told this to my son, even though he's only 6.5, I said, no matter how much daddy loves you, mommy loves you more. It's impossible. It's impossible for a man to love a child more than the mother does, because they created them and gave birth to him and endured the 9 months or the time. And there's no way, absolutely no way. And I've explained, and he understands, but I love my son to bits, but I know that my wife loves him more, just because it's not possible for me to.
She knows him 9 months more than you, that's for sure.
Yeah. She fed him, she held him, everything. It's but then saying that, once we had the first baby, people said, do you want to have a second one? I said, I don't think I can go through that again. It was very hard for me to see the childbirth. I would love,
It is difficult. It's difficult to have
and you had
many kids.
3 and you were working at the same time. Okay. How do you manage time management?
I didn't stop working, and I regret it, by the way. Just disclaimer. I didn't stop working for a minute when I was pregnant or delivering or delivered, or I don't know what maternity leave is, and I regret it very much.
Why? What do you think? Because I've always seen you present and involved in your occasional lives.
Yeah, but I feel like I owed it to myself to enjoy these moments, because they never come back. And I'm talking about the little moments, that just showering every day.
Bedtimes and things.
Yeah, reading the book. I mean, I tried, and my kids appreciate me a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, I teach my kids. I sit with them for their homework.
I've seen it. I came to your house. Yeah.
So I still do it.
Yeah.
Whoever, like, I know he has a weakness in something, let's say, or she has, I would leave everything. Even if I'm in LA, I would go with them at that time on Skype, and then on Bottom, and and Teams, to study together, to review, for them to be ready for their, even in their big moments, I try to be with them. But maternity leave, I think, helps complete the 9 months, and
the cycle of everything.
Yeah. I didn't do it, but it's okay. I mean,
did you take them to set with you a lot?
Yeah, not a lot.
No.
Michael, the eldest,
he
is
saw
the
what
one
you did,
who
and
went with me the most.
Yeah.
To sets, but they visit me sometimes on sets. So all 3 of them.
I remember there was 2 instances that I remember that made me think of you. One was when we were doing the dinner after dark, the night, the
Dark iftar.
dark iftar. We were prepping that.
I was actually delivering.
Yeah,
and
you were
I
going
was approving
into
the cost.
Yeah, and I was like, she's working.
I think that was my second child. That was Mateo.
Yeah, it was
It was in 2013.
Yeah.
It was Mateo. It was in August.
And someone said to me, "Oh, we're just waiting for Dolly. She has some feedback."
I
said, "But
remember it like
isn't
yesterday.
she giving birth today?"
Isn't she?
They're like, yeah. And it was like just before, and I was like, wow, she's committed.
Yeah.
And then I remember,
And for Meg, it was Cook Studio in Egypt.
But then I remember we were on set together. May
We
29th.
were in South Africa.
No, that one was when Michael.
Yeah,
No,
when
but
Michael broke his leg.
yeah, and I saw the worry, but it was not. It was after that. It was 2019 when my child was born, because I missed the
yes.
PPM for the brr.
Yes.
I missed the PPM. I told Solomon, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "Brother, go. I've got 2 kids. Don't worry." And then we had the birth, and then I came to the shoot, and Shiloh had just been born. After the third day, I came,
And we asked you, what are you doing?
you said to me, "What are you doing here?" I said, "The shoot and things like that." And the first day I was a mess. I was still thinking about home and things like that. And then you told me, "Go. It's going to be okay." Like you said, "Go. It's going to be okay. You shouldn't have come. We'll take care of you. We have you, support you. Go back." And then I went back, and I was just like, I felt so bad for,
No, because
you
this
know,
is the right thing to do. We have to learn to prioritize properly.
but
And
you put value on the wrong things at times,
yeah,
you know, and I thought my job is important. My job is important.
your
And,
job is
you know,
important, but
but
in that moment, we need to set our priorities right, and sometimes we don't.
yeah, no, yeah,
Family comes first. This should
that's
be
it.
the
But you don't know that until you have one,
yeah
and then you
yeah
know.
yeah.
Because I remember recently I had a falling out with somebody, and it was actually funny because they don't have a child,
Mm.
and one of the problems that they had with me was that I missed a PPM because Shiloh was sick and vomiting in school,
Yeah,
and I like, you know, you get that call, you're like, guys,
of course.
I'm gone, and he had high temperature, things like that, and I went, and he was like, oh, could you leave? And will you this and that, and no support. And I was like, my son was sick and
No,
things.
that was the priority.
Yeah. And he was like, no, but you, and then you didn't
But
come to the shoot. And I said, but my son was sick. I was with my son, and everyone was, I'm not the director, I'm the EP, and I have other people in there. No, but this is unprofessional. I was like, okay. You can't explain to somebody who doesn't have a child. But they felt that was a grievance that they had about me and my inability as a producer.
I
They
don't
said,
think it has to do with people who have children or not.
Mm.
This specific. It's about people who have ethics. I don't know who you're talking about,
Yeah.
but technically, uh, you don't need to have a child to understand that if a child is sick in the hospital,
Yeah.
your priority is the child. It's
sure.
your child. It's
Yeah.
not the neighbor's child.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of that child, who will? Um, this is about business ethics and empathy and human relationships. I'm sorry. How's he now?
Oh, it was great. It was temperature. I mean, this is like a year and a half ago. It was, you know how they get that spike of temperature of 40. If it goes over, it could be a coma and things like that. And he was vomiting and things. But it's okay. I mean, it's, a few days. They recover.
In our field, for you to work uninterrupted, and I'm grateful for that, you need a huge, solid support system.
Okay.
You need at home, you need a support system. You need a supportive partner
Yeah.
who steps in when they feel that you're unable to do something. They need to step in to do it.
But I don't see you as somebody ever needing help or ever asking for help. So are there times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rarely, but it's about the partner noticing that,
Knowing you're
because
enough.
I will never go and say I need you to.
But they notice and
Yeah.
okay.
And
then you give them the,
because sometimes, for instance, I'm gonna speak about ridiculous little things.
Yeah.
There's an end of year party, and my daughter would be super sad if we miss it.
Yes.
And both me and my husband are super busy, but I have to fly out. I have to travel on that day.
Mm.
Usually, he would never go to these things.
But he'll go to.
Just because it's in French and he doesn't speak French.
He doesn't speak French?
So he would, just tell me, I'm going. Just don't worry, I'm going.
Yeah.
This is how he steps in. Once for Mother's Day, I was out of town. So he took a cutout
Of you?
of my LinkedIn picture that you see now on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
A big cutout. And he went to school with that board, and all the fathers who were there, they're like, man, you
made us look bad.
That's really bad. So the support system is the husband, I'm
And the team you put in
I'm
place as well.
lucky that I have, and I'm starting with home.
No.
I'm lucky that I have a very, very amazing nanny who's been the nanny of my kids since the first one was born.
16 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
She's family. I feel safe leaving them with her. I can travel. She would be able to notice if they have fever, if they're eating well, if they didn't eat all their food at school, that they sleep on time, that they shower, they brush their teeth. So for me, without her, I don't think I would have succeeded for, building everything I feel I'm proud of having built. I don't think I could have done it if I didn't have a very supportive husband and an amazing nanny for my kids. Um, and of course, at times when kids were really young, my mother used to be a great support. My dad, they would fly in or take them. My sister, there's a support system, like
it's important.
And also you help yourself. It's about also being part of our job.
Yeah.
I'm an organizer.
Yes.
I have a menu sheet at home for the full month.
Food.
Yeah.
My wife has the same thing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
I do it for the month.
Okay.
And I print it. And on Monday it's mlokhia. On Tuesday it's lasagna.
Amazing.
And I have another sheet that is the supermarket list.
Okay.
It's a 4-pager. It has ticks.
What to buy?
It's about every week somebody would tick it and the driver goes to the supermarket and gets it. I cannot function if
but you have the systems in place to help.
you need if you have without the system you cannot succeed when you have kids, because you were asking me how I juggle.
Because for me it becomes overbearing and difficult, and I get overwhelmed at times. I'm curious that because I've seen the campaigns, you do great big campaigns, you've worked on big campaigns together. Like when it becomes overwhelmed, like what are your coping systems besides these systems? What is your way of managing when it becomes too much, or does it ever not become too much? Like how do you deal with it?
I'm used to having a lot of pressure, and when I don't, I feel weird.
When you don't, you feel weird.
Yeah,
you like the pressure.
I don't know. I'm restless. I don't know how to not do anything. I need to be doing 2-3 things at the same time.
Okay, multitasking.
And maybe this is the curse, Like I feel like if I'm doing one thing, there's something wrong. I need to hold the phone or to try to do a to-do list of the things I forgot last week that maybe or last month.
Okay.
But in general, it's about a daily to-do list.
Okay.
I wake up thinking and I prioritize what is most important to do now. Some people start with the easiest, like they finish the easiest, and some people start with the hardest and leave I start with the most pressing, so I prioritize by what's needed first. And I mean, sometimes I have my team. I have Diana. She's a big support. We have also Reem now. Is also amazing. She's based in Tunisia, but she's on the team. Before Diana joining, I had a much bigger team, and then I kept on changing the model so that it goes to where I feel it should be. Now we're a team of 3 consultants locally. And we have other consultants in different areas, in different regions, because we cover MENA, we cover Pakistan, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan.
Oh, I didn't know that as well.
Africa for Coke. By Africa, I mean
all
North and Central, Nigeria, South Africa.
Okay.
For Danone, it's North Africa.
Okay.
For Nissan, it's Middle East, and they
remind me to send you my portfolio. You have Danone as well,
and Amazon now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazon. I enjoy working with Amazon.
Yeah, that's a cool brand to work on. Okay. And did you ever think about doing films? Feature films?
I think it's too boring for me to get stuck for a long time
on one project.
On one thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have to do multiple series.
I like to see the end of the tunnel quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, because a film is going to be 6 months, could be 6 months of your...
I like to see the light at the end because it's going to be at least 6. No, I mean, we do sometimes campaigns that last 6 and 8 and 9 months.
But you're doing things at the same on
but
parallel as well.
It's not, you start something else. A feature film, it requires all your attention. But I don't know, maybe in the future I would. Now no.
Are there any brands that you'd want to work with? Like that are on the list that you haven't? Because you work with a lot of brands. I know. Is there like the golden egg? Is that what they call it? The the ultimate one, or the coolest one? What would be the coolest one?
I would have loved to work on Emirates, but I never broke through. I never tried to.
But you did a lot of airlines, though, right? I worked on.
I've never done airline. I've worked with Saudi
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. But Emirates, you did.
But it was as the scope was to assess and suggest a restructuring for their in-house AV unit.
Okay, all right. But
it was a different scope.
Emirates would have been cool with Jennifer Aniston.
I think I like airlines.
Yeah.
I don't have airlines.
So we need to hear airline
portfolio. I have a lot of FMCG, automotive. I used to work a lot on Emirates MBD banks.
Yeah.
I have Amazon is amazing because they have some.
They have
and now we started working with MAF.
MAF as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just finished with MAF Ramadan campaign.
And in terms of directors or artists, we do directors and artists. Is there any director besides me? Of course, that's coming 2026. But
we did. You directed.
You did my first. Yeah, the Coca-Cola.
You know what? I was referring to it last week
really?
with someone at Coke. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
You did it in Romania.
Yeah, that was fun. Was it Romania or which one? The Beirut one. The cans.
The one cans. You shot.
Yeah, that was.
The one you directed was in Romania, no?
No, that was with Sasha did that one. I did the one in Romania with the cans, the multiple cans. That was Beirut.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that was Beirut with Bobby as the DOP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I remember I asked you and Sophie to get me crowns.
Yeah.
I'm such a nerd. Get me crowns for the butters.
That was fun. But is there any director that you, male or female, that you'd like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
I keep on hearing about Haifa al-Mansouri.
I don't know if I'm
the Saudi female director.
Okay.
She does feature films.
Okay.
I would be interested in meeting her.
Okay.
And I'm referring to the local scene because
you can also say like Steven Spielberg. Or,
yeah, exactly. So, and I'm not interested.
Sorry, Steven.
No, but in general, I think making nice films requires more than a good director.
Okay.
Definitely a good director is important.
Yeah.
But it's like a recipe where the director is the meat.
Yes.
But then you have the seasoning, you have the veggies, you have the side dish. There are a lot of things that the eye requires more than having the meat on the plate.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to make you a meat.
It's okay. I like being meat now. It's funny. I'm being seen as meat more and more.
The art director or production designer plays a huge role. The colorist that elevates the wardrobe stylist. Even the casting director. Like, yes, I was shooting last week, 2 days ago, in Saudi, and I had such an amazing set of cast.
Yeah.
They were just perfect. And you wonder, was it like that the director did a great job picking them, or that the client was so trusting, and this is the beauty of getting to a good casting performance, or was it that the casting director digged much deeper and got people that were very good for the job in order for the director to in production it's like a puzzle. A missing piece or the wrong piece put will always make you look at the picture and say, or at the frame and say, there's something wrong.
Okay. What was the best piece of advice you had in your career? It doesn't have to be one, it can be, many.
The best piece of advice was from one of my mentors.
Okay.
He was the CEO at MCN. He told me once, don't do a lot of fights. And I'm short-tempered. And he's like, don't do a lot of fights. let room for the people to hang themselves with their own rope.
Was that the Vasant?
No.
No, before.
If you want to pull the rope at every instance,
Yeah.
you will not be able to get them to. Why do you want to make your hands dirty? Let them hang themselves with their own rope. And that was a game changer.
Okay.
For me. It gave me patience and, like a different perspective on how to react, when to react, and how strong
to react.
Mm.
Very nice. And now we've said that the industry has changed
Yeah.
a lot. For better or for worse, like you said, we have to adapt for it. For somebody getting into the industry now, what advice would you give them for a producer, let's say?
For producer first, I think they should love the job. If they feel that they love being a producer, they should go for it. But they should first understand what a good producer does. And I think as part of the learning, they need to surround themselves with good creatives, good account management, and observe and learn. Because currently in the agencies, it's all segregated.
Yeah.
The creative they work in silos, and the client is only facing the account management. While in reality, it shouldn't be like this. It's a teamwork. They should work all together. And when a producer is engaged from the beginning and is involved, because it's becoming more like a factory. The producer cannot be engaged or very much involved on this because he has 25 other jobs to work on. But in general, knowing the background of the creative and the whatever you're planning to produce as content, knowing the background, knowing the struggles, knowing the hurdles that were met before reaching that final creative that you are going to produce. It's being able to be part of this helps the producer understand the bigger picture and be more of a partner in this production than just a facilitator.
Okay.
The word facilitator is
more, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you see the future of this business? I mean, no one can really foresee, and I hear people say AI is going to kill this, AI is going to do. But how do you see it in the next? How do you see it evolving with the introduction of AI?
Just tapping a bit on AI.
Yeah.
What I was telling them I was moderating a talk, and we tackled AI as everybody does on all in all panels, on all discussions. For me, I cannot predict the future, and I don't know what AI is going for. But what I'm sure of is AI today and the capacity it has today is like when we used to play Atari versus today PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
It has, I think it has so much potential. We're still very far from where it can go. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, how many people will lose their jobs or not.
Yeah.
But as a potential, I feel that today AI is the Atari of gaming today versus what it can become.
Yeah, you see that has a big potential to
Yeah,
do more.
I mean, when we used to play Atari, it was slow, it was all
Long.
TV, and you had the joystick that was really crappy.
One button.
And and then you look at the video games now, from the quality of the visuals to the experience of your it's not called joystick anymore. What do we call it?
I have to ask the Gen Z. What's it called now? Controller. Controller, yeah.
We used to call it
the joystick, yeah.
The controller, to the experience of the gaming and where it takes you and how immersed you're in it and how you
live
feel,
and
the sound design.
Yeah.
It's a
different building. Yeah.
And I think AI today is very, very primitive where it will be.
Do you think that's gonna, because as a director, I have people telling me, get out of the business. Some people say get out of the business is going to be dead. Some people are saying evolve because it can help you a lot.
I think evolve because it can help you a lot. You have more to lose to move away than to try to evolve with it. And it might help you.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you would have tried at least.
At least,
you
not
know,
given up. Yeah.
But I think if it's used, it depends what is your reliance. So if your expectation is for the AI to do the creative work for you, I don't think. I think it's an enabler. It should enable you. It should enable you to do things faster. Enable you to get an idea across in a more polished way. So if you look now at when we used to do animatics.
Yes. Take weeks sometimes to do.
I used to do the animatics, and I still do sometimes, with animated storyboards.
Lovely.
in
Mallory.
London.
Yeah.
Remember? Mallory.
Yeah.
It used to take 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Create the character, look at and do the 2D, and make the sketches.
Voice
Long
over this.
process.
Yeah.
Now you can do an animatic in 2 days using AI.
Mm.
I don't want to debate if it's better or worse, but some people,
2
this
days
is
to
what
4
they
weeks
need.
is huge.
Yet, the concept, it's not AI who did it. The attention to craft, it's not AI who does it.
Yeah.
You will always need someone who will be able to tweak things and to have that human touch that AI will not have, in my opinion.
Okay.
But yes, things are changing. Saha.
Thank you.
Things are changing. I don't know
Does
where
it
it's
scares you
heading.
or does it
No.
motivates you?
It will only make me stronger.
Okay.
Imagine. No, it will only make me stronger in what sense? Either I ride the wave and I succeed, or I feel that I'm struggling, I cannot swim anymore, and I go to the shore and I sell fish.
Selfie.
No, but it will help you in all cases, because either you realize I cannot keep up, and human nature is when you feel that you are drowning, you will try to breathe, so you will find your way.
Yeah.
Being in the comfort zone is not a good thing.
Yeah, you don't progress, you don't improve.
So this creation from AI and the likes of AI, of this uncertainty, it will only make us do better work, and it will be a good filter.
Okay.
To filter out the people who are not that good, and to keep the ones who are.
Okay, that's a very good way of looking at it. I think that's a more positive way, because I've come across people who are really, really scared about it. Photographers, directors, producers, they think that their jobs are going to be obsolete. And then I was sitting with someone a couple of days ago, and I said, look, I'm really worried. And he's in the industry as well, marketing. He has a company, Will, actually. And I said, I'm really worried. I don't know what's going to happen. Do I go into real estate? How do I figure this out? And he just said to me, he said, I'm going to give you a minute to feel sorry for yourself. Okay? Now that you're done feeling sorry for yourself, let me explain to you how AI is going to help you. You have experienced this, and this, and you can use that as a tool to enhance your work.
It's an enabler.
Yeah, and that's exactly said. It's going to help
work.
Yeah.
I give it to AI.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, AI.
It's okay. But it can do it fast.
I give AI donkey work.
Yeah.
And if you manage to do that, you manage your time better.
Yeah.
You manage to achieve more during the day. And I don't think, if you prompt AI and you say, I want a storyboard that talks about, maybe they'll draw the storyboard, but it will never be.
It will be average. It will not be elevated. And Ben Affleck was talking about that.
Yeah, you as a director, tell me what Ben Affleck.
But Ben Affleck was saying that you can get AI to write you a script, but it's going to be very average.
Yeah.
You can bounce ideas off of it and suggestions, but if you get AI to write your script, it's just going to be average.
100%.
You take it to another level.
100%.
That's the thing.
And I don't mind AI being helping me do the skeleton.
Yeah.
Why not? If it takes me 6 hours to make an Excel sheet the way I like it, beautified. And I can tell AI, prepare for me a sheet where I want the tabs to include 1, 2, 3, 4. I want it to be purple shaded. I want it to be blah, 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 blah.
That doesn't work.
And I'm going to fill the numbers. Or when you tell AI, find for me the mistakes in this edit, for instance. I mean, it should evolve in a way where, if prompted properly, it is an enabler.
What I do is I was angry when I was writing this email. Can you make it a little bit less angry?
Yeah.
And it does for me. I'm like, okay, you to whom it may concern. As per our conversation, not us that you were supposed to deliver this.
Yeah, it's funny because when I'm writing not a nice email, and I want to just tone it down a little bit, I ask ChatGPT, I want you to make this slightly softer. And then I realize it's another person writing, and I tell him, no, I don't want it. I don't, it doesn't resemble me. It's not my style. And so even then, AI is a tool.
Yeah.
And then he keeps on making changes till he gets to my style. And
then you decide, and then you have to decide if that style is right. Then yeah.
So it is a human led.
Yes, and it should be, and there's nothing wrong with that. We've always there's always been a new technology, and we have to adapt. Whether it was John Deere making tractors at the beginning, and then or horse carts, and then it just changes.
Even the AI film that Coke did for Christmas last year and the repeat this year, the global film.
Yeah.
I mean, people could say, this is AI, this is not, it's not, it doesn't have emotion, blah, blah, blah. But in reality, a lot of people with a lot of emotions worked on it. And this is why it's at the sensitivity and sensibility it has as a film that had zero human element. A lot of people worked on it. A lot of people, from creators to producers to marketeers.
And the prompting and everything that went into it.
Not really in the prompting, some in the feedback, they're not the prompter. They're like, there are so many people that worked on it for it to get to that human level or that emotional level, because it was an emotional film, although it didn't have
anybody in it. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I normally ask when I'm coming towards the end, I ask 2 questions. Well, one is a hidden question. The other, in these cans, there's a question that you can choose. But before we get to that, I would like to know, if you could have dinner with any 3 people, who would they be and what would you serve?
What would I serve?
Food-wise.
So I'm cooking.
No, you can cook or you can have ordered in. But you're talking about mulukhiyah and lasagna, and I remember Tuesdays is lasagna day, so maybe I'll pass by because I love this.
Yeah, I change it from month to the other.
Okay, I'll have to know.
Be careful. You have to check first. When you say a person, you mean like celebrities or is it like
anybody, friends, family, past, present, celebrities, anybody at all, from before, now, future. You are in control.
I would have dinner with my younger self.
Nice. How old?
20.
Okay.
Or 18.
Okay.
And I would give a lot of old fart advice that I know she wouldn't have listened to. Because firsthand experience is always what people need. But yeah, I would have a chat with my younger self over dinner, and I would serve entrecôte.
Entrecôte. And 2 other people that would be there as well with you?
My mom and dad. They'd be so proud.
I'm sure they would be. Okay. Now, entrecôte and your mom and dad and your younger self. Lastly, there are questions in these. I don't know the questions. Someone else wrote them.
Okay.
But choose a can, and I will pick out the question, read it to you, and you can choose whether or not to answer it, depending on how crazy the question is. Just sorry. Okay.
I'm sorry, I had to make you remove all of them.
It's okay. Let's see.
That's part of me being a nightmare.
All right. Okay. I think we touched on this a bit, but no. So is there something you feel you have missed out on in life? And if so, what is it?
No. I mean, in general, the first thing that comes to my mind, no, I haven't.
Mhm.
The best is yet to come.
Nice.
But other than the regret of the maternity, but I think I missed out on taking care of my health in a sense, going to the gym, having these routines.
Mhm.
I think if you have a fit body, I don't go religiously to the gym 5 times a week. And I think it's very important to
Mhm.
have it as part of your lifestyle because it helps you age
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
So,
But you can still do that now.
yeah, but it's late,
Mhm.
No, because it's the hard work compiled and combined and across the years that makes you. I don't think that if you start exercising at 50, you're going to be in great shape. You can be in great shape physically,
Yeah.
but the health itself
Yeah.
is exercising from young age is very important.
Oh,
And I
for
never
sure.
liked it. So I regret. I mean, I would have done it differently.
For sure. But, I think that you can still have an impact on your health for the future years,
Yeah,
so that when
I'm
Michael
trying.
and Matteo and your daughter have
Meg,
kids,
yeah.
when you and your grandkids are there, you can be there to make them
I hope so.
lasagna. Yeah, you can. Yeah. I mean, my mom, she started running marathons, crazy enough, when she was, I think, 50.
No.
Yeah, yeah. She never used, I mean, she used to run a little bit before, but she decided, I think 47 was her first marathon, actually.
Wow.
She started, she has like a
But she's
sport.
always been athletic.
She
No?
was, she would do classes and things like that, like, the odd step class and things like that, but she wasn't, and she would go to the gym, but she was not a runner. But she decided she wanted to do a marathon.
Wow.
And she started doing marathons,
I
and
admire her.
and she did every marathon you could imagine. She did all the
Wow.
50 states in America, all the majors, New York, Boston, Tokyo, Japan, Berlin, London, Paris, like everything. She's done easily over 150 marathons now.
Wow.
Yeah. She was impressive. Like I can't run a marathon. I tried, it didn't work.
Yeah,
My
I never
wife can.
tried.
But so
You did run a marathon once.
I did Ironman, half Ironmans.
Ah.
I couldn't get to the marathon. I stopped on the Ironman halfway. I couldn't do it. My wife finished, and I
I think now you can. Because
no,
you're
maybe
more
let's
fit
see.
than
I'm fitter
before.
now, but now I
Yeah.
do jujitsu. I like 5 minutes at a time.
I know.
Yeah, I like to cuddle men. It's okay. It's better. It's easier than running. I'm a world champion cuddler. No, not this running 4 hours, 5 hours. Alas, it's too much. I prefer the jujitsu. Just I lie
It's
back
good.
on
It's
my
good
back.
to find your
Yeah.
own thing.
Yeah.
Like to have a.
Yeah.
For me, this is a hobby.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, oh, for sure. I'm not gonna be professional in any way
Yeah.
at this
So
stage.
it's nice to find your hobby.
Yeah.
I don't have a hobby.
I need it now to. Yeah, you don't. What do you do in your?
I don't have
So
time.
just work and family.
Yeah, I don't have time to have a hobby, unfortunately.
If you
It's
could
very
have
sad.
is there any hobby that you would like to do? Acting. You can. I think Anthony Hopkins wasn't successful in Silence of the Lambs till he was in his 50s as well. I think.
Really?
Yeah, pretty.
So
pretty
now
sure.
me and Anthony Hopkins have something in common.
Yeah.
We hit 50.
And he wrote a symphony. He wrote an orchestra. He's all later on in life, and paints later in life. And I think he must be 70s now. So
Yeah, he's old.
it's never I don't know. I found for me it took that and comedy and everything to get into things. But
Yeah, you're a good comedian.
thank you. Yeah, I like to. Yeah, my wife, she pushed me to do it. She was supportive.
Maybe you speak to my husband so that he pushes me to go for acting.
Yes, you can do theater here or improv. You would do great at improv.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would do great at improv. You can sign up to the classes. You do an improv. They do it at the Courtyard. The Bonnie
I
goes there.
took my son once to look at the.
You should do it. You would be surprised. You'd be out of your element because you have to just like you do. They'll tell you randomly do this and that. But I think you would love it. You would
I
enjoy
want to
it.
try it.
You should try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll go with me if I go.
I promise you. If you go to I'll do it.
Okay.
I will do that.
Okay.
And I'll actually speak to one of my teachers, Mina Dicioni. She does improv, and I'll see if we can do a class.
Okay, I would love to.
I'm serious.
I would love to.
Done, and it's on camera now, so
I would
maybe
love
we cut this part.
Please cut it.
Thank you, Dolly, for coming on the show.
Wait.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.